but nobody was saying anything. It's really weird. Um, so I, just going on like normal, and it was in the middle of the night. And what he would do a lot of the time, if I was with him, he would go in his bathroom, whether it be in a hotel room or in his house. He would go in the bathroom, and sometimes he would just run the water. And I'm like, I don't know what he doesn't want me to hear, but I was just like, put it out of my mind. I'm like, is he going to the bathroom or what? I just didn't even know. But this night, I abruptly woke up. I mean, abruptly. And it was like I could hear way back in the bathroom what was happening, where I would not normally be able to hear. It was like I had super hearing or something. I kid you not. I abruptly woke up and I heard this. And I was like, what am I hearing? And I'm hearing these noises, and I go up to the door and listen. And it's like he's getting off on himself. And I was like, and then in that moment I realized that a lot of those times that's what he was doing. And later on I realized, well, it's probably the pictures that other women are sending him, or videos or whatever. And he did that a lot, while he was with me, of course. And when I heard that, I was just like, it was just like it opened up to me what is really going on here. And I started knocking on the door, and he was getting mad and yelling at me or whatever. And I was like, I need to get out of here now and never come back. And I felt like I was escaping out of his house. And I was like trying to get my stuff together real quick. And I didn't even put my boots on. I carried my boots and I ran out of his house, and I went in my car and I went home. And I knew that was like the last time I was going to be in his house. I literally felt like I was escaping.
He was flogging the bishop, huh? He was flogging the Pope, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
That can I is it okay if I say something? David, that's just like you have this David, you could fuck up a pot of boiling water, dude. I don't know how you get out of bed in the morning, man, or how you fucking find the floor for that matter. Holy shit. Yeah, he masturbates in the bathroom to dirty pictures while he's with a woman. This proves that he is indeed a sex addict, man, and he is very fucking dangerous.
Yes, and it is really bad. And I will say this because it is important to know that he is so bound by it that there were times when he was sleeping and he would just constantly wake up and be grabbing himself and then go back to sleep, because it's like something was always on him to try to get off. I'm not kidding you or exaggerating. That's how bad it is. And I think there was another time I remember where I was quite kind of shocked. He didn't even touch me. He didn't even touch himself, and he got off. And I was like, how did you do that? Like, was there something wrong with you? I was shocked. I was like, something is wrong with you, because he's just so bound by sexual spirits. And it's really sad because he can't really have a real relationship with anybody. He doesn't have one person that he can really trust and really love. He doesn't allow that. All he's doing is he's just fulfilling these sexual feelings all the time, and then he's bound by that. And one of the things that started happening to me was I started getting dreams about having sex with other women. And I had a few times where I was looking at my phone or whatever, and I had an attraction to a woman, And I was like, wait a minute, what is happening? This has never happened to me before. And if this, I'm saying this because somebody else might be experiencing this, and it's not you. It's not you. It's because you're with him. And that's why I'm not surprised that people are in, end up having sex with each other in on the staff or whatever, because they're all under this. And they really have morphed into him because they're coming under that authority. They're coming under that. And when you're under that, you're going to be mean like him. You're going to be nasty. You're going to say the same things he says. And you're going to have that whole sexual thing going on, and even the perversion. That's why I don't doubt that he's been with men. Plus, they're just, honestly, being around him, I just thought he was too feminine at times. And that was definitely a turn off, like I said.
Cool.
You just overlook things, but.
Cold Psychology 101, when Jim Jones did that, he slept with the men as a form of control. Jim Jones did it.
Oh, yeah, I can totally see that. I can totally see that. Now, he didn't introduce anything like that to me, but like I said, I don't believe he wasn't the same way with everybody.
You said he was feminine. And, would you be okay elaborating on the feminine side of David?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, first of all, the way he talks sometimes was just too overdone. That really soft talk, it almost came across as baby talk sometimes. Or, just way too soft. And then there were other times he would I don't even know how to put it, but he would look at me in certain ways and do his lips and stuff almost like a woman would do, not like a man. And I was just like, of course I didn't say anything, but in my mind I'm thinking, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is not good. What are you doing? You're creeping me out. He was just it's almost like he wanted to be feminine in some ways. And I will verify what Cliff has said. He wears secret deodorant. He wears women's lotion. And I'm just like, why? He wears men's cologne, but when he takes a shower and stuff, he wears the women's lotion, the women's deodorant. And I'm like, I don't want to smell another woman. I don't want you to smell like me,
He's like, I'm actually a woman trapped inside a man's body.
And he was in the mirror a lot, and he was acted sometimes self-conscious about things. He was a woman would.
He was in the mirror a lot. I studied socialism, and Hitler did that.
Interesting.
Hitler did that.
Interesting.
As to check his poses and the right moves and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, but he came across that he wanted to be celebrity type. Then the way he presented himself, he just always wanted to be that, which is why it was a funny story when we got dressed up and went out one time. It was me, him, and another person, another guy that was with him at the time. And a woman came up, and she thought I was the celebrity and they were my bodyguard. It made him so mad.
No way.
It made him so mad. I was like, oh my gosh, he couldn't have said anything better.
No way. So he had a big ego trip about that, huh? He got all...
Yeah.
His maxi pad probably gained a few skid marks after that one. Huh? He's like, oh, excuse me.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That was funny. That was funny.
Wow. Yeah,
and then he would get jealous over some other things too. Even if he thought somebody was doing something better than him. I know Tony there, he plays the piano, and God has really used him in that. The times he would get on live and play the piano, and I would tell him about it. He gets so mad, so mad. Well, guess what? I never saw Tony after that ever again do a live with his piano, and I'm like, he would rather cut people's gifts off from them and their expressions for himself. People are dying. Their gifts and talents are dying there, and he doesn't care.
Because David has none. He's killing everybody else's gifts and talents.
Yeah, to bring himself out. But
are they having protected sex in the cult, or are they having unprotected sex?
Oh, I'm pretty sure they're having unprotected. He would tell me he would want to get me pregnant all the time, and I was like,
yeah, fucking right.
Gay?
You're like,
yeah, I'm like, I don't think that's gonna happen.
That was a question. Do you know of the women being pregnant?